Greetings, fellow nerds and curious people from throughout the world. We are now introducing to you Arrow of Progress. This is a strategy and simulation game covering the amazing scientific discoveries and engineering innovations from 1816 to 1914. We are a two-person team located in New Jersey. I am Thomas, and I have worked on the subject matter and game logic, and my partner has worked on the technology platforms and user interface. It is currently an Android game. We are excited for you to join us for a game overview and the first round of play. Now on to the game. The UK, US, Germany, and France compete for 310 breakthroughs. Breakthroughs provide progress points needed to win. We select the UK. It starts strong in money and talent. Then we select an avatar to represent our persona. This sets the tone but has no effect on gameplay. We select from 4 of the most interesting and influential figures of the period. Okay, let's see what we have here. We start off with Lord Kitchener. He was a great general, and he became an emblem of the British Empire. Right now it looks like the Empire is not so much in fashion, so maybe we'll take a pass on Lord Kitchener right now. We have Queen Victoria. Well, she was emblematic of the Empire too, but she does have some supporters among the anti-imperialist crowd. The Rothschild family is a famous banking family with a lot of money and influence. They can be kind of sneaky, and they worked well behind the scenes. If you like that sort of thing, you can choose the Rothschild family. Then we have Benjamin Disraeli. He was a famous prime minister of Great Britain. He was also the leader of the Tory party. Remember the Tory party? Rather interestingly, he was a famous novelist. So he was a talented politician in addition to being a talented artist. An interesting choice, perhaps. But I think we'll take Queen Victoria. Okay, we'll rename our avatar to something a little more agreeable and cuddly. Queen Vicky. Okay, now Queen Vicky receives the news of the victory of her army over Napoleon's army at Waterloo. So now the UK is on top of the world. It has just experienced the thrill of victory, and France has experienced the agony of defeat. In the meantime, over the pond, the US is just getting started. It's pretty small. It has its hands full with internal divisions and activities on the frontier. Germany is still not united, and that will take a few decades to accomplish. In the meantime, we take a look at a group of Queen Vicky's loyal subjects out in the countryside. They live very limited lives. Their lives are short, nasty, and brutish. They rarely travel beyond 10 kilometers from where they're born. They work from dawn to dusk, except for the local big shot. However, with the skillful leadership of Queen Vicky, their descendants may become respectable and prosperous citizens, and possibly progress superstars. Okay, we move into round 1. And at the beginning of each round, we get a news item of an event somewhere around the world. And this one pertains to the explosion of Mount Tambora in the Dutch East Indies. And this is the largest volcanic explosion in 10,000 years, resulting in the immediate death of thousands of people, and more ominously, a worldwide agricultural winter. On the left side, we see a painting by one of my favorite artists, Mr. Caspar David Friedrich. We see 2 philosophical gentlemen looking onto the horizon into a volcanic haze. Next, we go to the governance panel, and we'll see this at the beginning of each round. On the left side, we see the status of Queen Vicky's economy. She has a GDP of 169 that translates into 8 tokens that can be used to invest into research into breakthroughs and hiring advisors. On the right side, we see a table of what we call base domain strength points, and this indicates the intellectual firepower for each country and each domain. So looking at the top, we see 4 twos by Queen Vicky, and they represent domain strength points, intellectual firepower, in the 4 domains of science, transportation, engineering, and resources. Moving on down, we see Germany there with a measly 1 base domain strength point in science and zeros elsewhere. However, beware, UK, that Germany has a educational system which is maybe superior to that of the UK, and those numbers will increase rapidly as the game progresses. So don't get too cocky. These domain strength points can be augmented by domain strength points provided by advisors, and we'll see how that works as we move on here. Every 4 turns, we hire an advisor. So let's hire an advisor. And we see 2 options here. Charles Babbage, he was a man ahead of his time. He created the forerunner, the prototype of or conceptually anyway, a prototype of a computer. He worked closely with a lady named Ada Lovelace, who is considered by many to be the first computer programmer. So looking at his card, we see he provides 4 domain strength points to the science domain, 2 points to the engineering domain, but he costs like 1 token. So then we have Thomas Telford. He was, also a distinguished gentleman, but a very different type of person. He excelled in engineering. He built many bridges and roads. So we see him providing 4 domain strength points in the transportation domain. That's that second number there, and then 2 in the engineering domain. I would say for today's demonstration, I will choose Thomas Telford. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. We have, in round 1, we have 10 breakthroughs to compete for. They come from the 4 domains, all the 4 domains. So, but the breakthroughs in the science domain are colored in aqua. The breakthroughs in the transportation domain are colored in red. The engineering breakthroughs are colored in brown. And we have 1 breakthrough in the resources domain colored in blue. In the lower right-hand corner of each card are 2 numbers that represent, both represent progress points, but the number on the left, in the green squares, in the green square represents progress points that factor into the increase of GDP. The number on the right these are prestige progress points that factor into the size of the pool of available advisors. So that's important too, because advisors are important in this game. Some of these cards have 2 dashes above those 2 numbers, and each dash represents a future breakthrough that depends on this breakthrough. And then that's a foundational breakthrough. So in the future, if a nation wants to bid for a particular breakthrough dependent on the foundational breakthrough, it must pay a royalty of 1 token, to the owner of the foundational breakthrough. So as we move on in the game, we can see how that works. So let's see. On the right side, we have a table that shows tokens, for investing for each country. And then we see domain strength points, and that's this table similar to that we saw in the other table, but it factors in the domain string points that are provided by all the advisors, and then the cost of the advisors. So UK there, Queen Vicky has 7 tokens. Abraham Lincoln has 2. George Clemenceau has 8 tokens, and Otto von Bismarck there at the bottom with 5 tokens. So then each nation has 4 numbers there, and that they represent the domain string points for each domain. So let's look at the first domain, the science domain there. Germany edges out U.S. there with 5 to 4 domain string points. We dominate the transportation domain, 6 domain string points to France's 3. We also dominate the engineering domain with 4 domain string points to France's 2, and then U.S. has a slight advantage there with 3 domain string points in the resources domain. So, okay, we have 7 tokens here. I would be inclined to, okay, we have the engineering breakthroughs and the transportation breakthroughs. Let's invest our 7 tokens into a high value engineering and transportation breakthroughs here. We have 3 left over. We can put there, and then we can take our extra token here and put that here into road construction theory. Now, we don't have to use all the tokens. We can save them for future rounds, sort of like keeping poker chips for future hands. Let's see what happens here. Oh, we did fairly well. 1 transportation breakthrough, mechanical flight foundations. France Titus there, and what happened was we invested 1 token. We had 6 domain string points. 1 times 6 equals 6. France invested 2 tokens times 3 domain string points through 2 times 3 equals 6. The computer was nice to France now in this instance. It gave that breakthrough to France. So here we see summarized the 5 cards showing the breakthroughs we won. Okay, let's look at one in a little more closely. This pertains to the automatic mechanical calculator, conceptualized by Mr. Charles Babbage. Again, it's a mechanical calculator. It was never built. It would have required about 25,000 mechanical parts. This was in the day before the vacuum tube, transistor and integrated circuit. So he had to work with what he had. He was ahead of his time, but a pioneer. But it's kind of remarkable. We have to give homage to Mr. Charles Babbage for thinking ahead like this. So, in round 1, we won 16 progress points to 10 for Germany, and 4 for the U.S., and measly 1 for France. So Queen Vicky, you're ahead, but you're ahead of Germany there, Otto von Bismarck, with 10 progress points. But I would say do not get too complacent. Okay, today we selected a nation to lead. We chose an avatar leader. We received a background briefing, and we played round 1. Next time we'll take the UK to round 2 when we aim to increase our lead in progress points. We stand on the shoulders of giants. We wish to acknowledge the hard work of many remarkable people. In this program, we recognize a book by Mr. Robert Friedel, who lives in the U.S. It's entitled A Culture of Improvement. And I must say it is one of the most informative and readable single-volume books available concerning the progress of technology in the Western world. If you enjoyed this show, please indicate a like and subscribe to our channel. We plan to release a program on a regular basis that will continue our journey in progress. Please reach out to us with your questions and comments at arrowofprogress.com. The game is available on Google Play. It's a steal. Be entertained and informed for endless hours. See you later.